day again. I suppose you wonder what I was doing just now. No, I was not looking through a telescope. This device here is called a kaleidoscope, and it's a wonderful tool. No, it doesn't tell time, but it creates beautiful patterns when you look into it. And do you know how a kaleidoscope is like a clock? They are both circular and can keep spinning and going and going. Fascinating. But did you know there's more than one type of clock? I'm standing here at an enormous clock tower, 315 feet tall to be exact. That's why they call it Big Ben, located in London, England. This type of clock is called an analog clock.
See that circular area? That is called the clock face. The clock face includes numbers from 1 to 12 going around in a circle, and two clock hands rotate around that circle to help us tell time. The short arm is called the hour hand, and you can remember this because hour is a short word. The longer arm is the minute hand, and you can remember this because minute is a longer word than hour. The 12 numbers on the clock represent hours. There are actually 24 hours in a day, so the hour hand will go all the way around the clock twice in one whole day. A new day starts at 12 o'clock midnight, and after 12 hours, the hour hand is back to the 12 again, this time for the middle of the day, also called noon. Then it goes another 12 hours in the afternoon until it gets back to midnight, which is the start of a new day. Whenever the hour hand is pointing directly to an hour number, the minute hand will be pointing up to the 12, which is also the mark for 0 minutes. This means it is exactly that hour, also called o'clock. For example, when the hour hand is pointing down to the 6 and the minute hand is pointing up to the 12, we start by saying the hour 6, and then we say o'clock, because there are 0 minutes. On a digital clock, 6 o'clock is written with a 6 in the hour section and 2 zeros, meaning 0 minutes, in the minute section.
Let us practice by becoming the clock. A clock has 2 hands, and we have 2 hands. We will bend one arm to make it short, like the word hour is short. That will make it our hour hand. And we can then pivot it from our elbow in the middle of our body to any position we want on that clock face. We will stretch the other arm long, like the word minute is longer, and that will be our minute hand. Let us start with 12 o'clock, since that is when a new day begins, at 12 o'clock midnight. We point to the hour first on the face, so we must get our short hand, the hour hand. And that 12 o'clock, that 12, is straight up on the clock. So let's take our hour hand and go straight up with it. It's pointing to the 12 now. But we haven't told how many minutes we have. We have exactly 12 hours, but how many minutes? That is where our long hand comes into play. Our long hand also must point up because our long arm is representing minutes, and straight up is 0 minutes. This is 12 hours and 0 minutes. Let's try another one. 3 o'clock, how do we do that? Well, the 3 is over here to the right side of the clock. You can see that's 3 hours. We start with the hour hand, short. The hour hand is short like the word hour. And let's rotate it from the 12 all the way down, straight sideways to the 3. 3 hours and 0 minutes. So again, point straight up to the 0. The long minute hand is pointing to the 12 because that means 0 minutes. How do we do 9 o'clock? Let us get our short hour hand. 9 o'clock is over here, this side. Straight sideways. The short arm first is the hour arm. And then the long arm, where does it go for o'clock? It always goes straight up to go to o'clock. Now we have 9 o'clock. So you see, it is as simple as that for telling the time when it's exactly pointing to the hour or o'clock. But usually there are also some minutes past the hour, and that's why there are these smaller markings going around the clock. But that's a topic for another time. And speaking of time, we are out. So let's go.
Do you remember I said there is more than one kind of clock? Before we leave, I shall show you another type. This clock here is called a digital clock. It is called that because it uses digits, numbers 0 through 9, to tell us first the hour, here, 11, and then the minutes, over here, separated by 2 dots in the center. So it's quite easy to read, as long as you remember that 0 minutes over here means o'clock. So if this said 0, it would be 11 o'clock, but it is 32 minutes past 11 o'clock, so it is 11:32 is how we would read that. So let's set the time, please, for our next destination. Let's go.